Hey gang, in this video I'm going to show you a few quick and easy tricks for cleaning up a messy spreadsheet. These are tricks I use all the time, regardless of if my spreadsheet has 25 rows or 25,000. So in this spreadsheet, you can clearly see that things are a mess, right? Certain things are capitalized that shouldn't be, there's extra spaces in our first name column, our states aren't standardized. So we'll go through and correct all of these things one by one. Let's start with the extra spaces in column A. So as you can see in this first name column, there are a bunch of extra spaces before the names, in between the names. So to fix this, what we'll do is we'll use the trim formula. Let me start by adding a column. I'll call this column clean first name. And to get rid of those extra spaces, again, we'll use the trim formula. So I'll start by typing the equals sign, typing out the function, which is trim, and then selecting the cell for it to clean up. So in this case, since we're in cell B2, we'll want to clean up what's in A2. And as you can see, all the extra spaces before Fairfax have been removed. So trim is a great one to use anytime you run into this specific issue. Now to clean up the rest of the column, I'll just copy the formula and paste it all the way down my sheet. And now that this column is cleaned up, I'll replace all of the stuff in column A with what's here. So I'll select the whole column and copy it. I'll select the column where I want it to go. And instead of just doing a normal paste, I'll just do a paste values. That way all of the formatting stays the same and it's only pasting the actual text and not the formula here. Okay, so now let's address the obvious issue, which is with these names. So first name, last names, and even the street names in this address column should be in proper format, meaning that the first letter of the word is capitalized and the rest isn't. So since all of these columns are next to each other, I'll just add 3 columns to the right. And I'll also just resize these so that it's a little easier to see on the screen what we're doing. Okay, so we have first name, last name, street address. Let's start in column D by cleaning up everything in the first name column. So we'll call this clean first name again, and we'll use the proper function to change the first name to proper format. So obviously Fairfax was already in proper format, so we're not really seeing the benefit here. But the main thing is that we have this formula, which we can now copy and paste down the whole column. So as you can see, the proper formula worked and changed everything in column A into proper format. So let's do the same thing for last name and the street address column. Okay, first name, last name done. Now for the address column. I'll just make this a little smaller so that you all can see. Okay, and just to quickly compare what we're working with, obviously this is in a proper mailing address format. So I will copy and paste the formula down. And there you have it. So these are our cleaned up columns. And again, what I'll do is I'll replace everything that isn't clean in columns A, B, and C with everything in columns D, E, and F. So I'll just select all 3 columns at once by holding down the Shift button and clicking. Copy. I'll select all the columns where I want to paste that info. And again, we'll do a paste as values only so that we keep the formatting in the original columns and we also ditch the formula within the cells. Okay, perfect. So now that this is done, I'll just clean up these columns, or delete them, I should say. And there we go, we're nearly there. Let's look at state. Now that our names and address information is all cleaned up, let's look at this state column. So normally when you're in the US and you're dealing with states, you're usually storing that data in the 2-letter state abbreviation format because that's what you'll use if you ever decide to send any mail to that person. So before we go in and fix everything, let's start by making sure that everything in the state column is in 2-letter format. Obviously, if you look at D6, California is written out. So technically, I could just go in, type that, and be done with this part. But because I want to show you how to do this for a larger data set, what we'll actually do is use a find and replace. So to do that, I'll just select the column. I'll go to Edit, Find and Replace in Google Sheets. If you're used to using keyboard shortcuts, you can also use Command F in either Google Sheets or Excel, or you can use Control F in Google Sheets or Excel, depending on what device you're using. So I will tell Google Sheets to find all instances of the word California and replace it with this state code. So I know it's cut off, but there is a done button and there's a replace all button at the bottom of this prompt. So I'm going to hit replace all. And it tells me that it replaced 1 instance of California, so I'll hit done. And you can see D6 where it said California earlier now says CA. So perfect, we're halfway there. Now let's make sure that all of the state letters are capitalized. Clean state. You're seeing a theme here. Just like we used proper to turn everything into proper case format, we'll use upper in this case to turn everything in the state column into capitalized letters. So hit that equals sign, upper, and you can see Google Sheets tells you converts a specified string to uppercase. That's exactly what we want. I'll select D2 and copy and paste just like we've been doing this whole time. And there you go. That is how you use the upper function to turn everything into uppercase. So now, just the same way we've been doing before, I'll replace everything in column D with everything that's been cleaned up in column E. So selected the column, right-clicked and copied. Selected the column where I want the data to go. We'll do paste special, and I know it's cutting off here, but again, we're doing the paste values only option. And there we have it. This data is all clean, so I'll delete column E. And there you have it. That's how you can quickly clean up a messy spreadsheet. We only used 3 formulas in this video and a quick find and replace, so super simple. Make sure you know how to use these tricks and formulas, and remember, these tips work whether you're working with a spreadsheet that has 50 rows or that has even a few thousand. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about anything that I shared, please leave them in the comments. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful, and for even more tips, be sure to subscribe to my channel.